She's a Jezebel, St. Andrew Jezebel. Welcome back to the St. Andrews Jezebel podcast. My name is Ashley. I'm a third-generation Panama City native, and I grew up in St. Andrews. Today, we've got my old friend Paulette Perlman of the UnReal Artist Gallery, along with her friend Kelly Israel. I met Paulette years ago through the music scene, playing music around town. She always showed up at all the musicians' gigs and sketched all the musicians into characters, and she even created a coloring book. Paulette is a wonderful person in the community, and I absolutely love the UnReal Artist Gallery. If you haven't visited, you really need to see it. Not only does she have the UnReal Artist Gallery, she also has a picture frame that she takes all over town, and it's sort of like a mobile photo booth. I have had so much fun taking pictures with Paulette's frame, and you can't miss her driving around town. She drives what is known as an art car. The current one she's driving right now is a van, and you'll recognize it immediately for all the My Little Ponies adhered to it. I had never met Kelly before this interview, so this is quite a candid one. I'm really excited for you to hear it. Kelly is new to the area from New Orleans. Paulette and Kelly met through the art card community, and now Kelly is here creating mosaics out of granite. There are a few at the UnReal Artist Gallery where she teaches art classes, and she has experiences there, and it's also her home. Don't forget to follow us wherever you get your podcasts and share with all your salty friends or folks who might be visiting the area soon. Sit back, relax, grab your favorite beer, and enjoy the show. Today we are here with my friend Paulette Perlman and also Kelly Israel, who's freshly here from New Orleans. Paulette, so nice to have you back. What's the latest with the UnReal Artist Gallery? And for our new listeners, what exactly is the UnReal Artist Gallery?
Well, it's my home, but it's definitely set up like an art gallery. I'm a folk artist, and I have a small gallery in the back, and I'm getting ready to do classes out of the house. But I bill myself as I'm halfway between St. Andrews and downtown. And this summer, we're working on mosaics, and that's why my art car friend Kelly is here, because he's the one that's doing all the great mosaics around the yard, and we're getting donations from people.
Well, that's awesome. Let's talk about that. Tell us about your history with mosaics. How'd you get into that, Kelly?
I got bored. I had a house in New Orleans until Katrina, and I was going to do tile at first. Tile is harder to come by and hard to find, and sometimes you have to buy it, and it fades in the sun. So I was looking at granite, and I was passing the granite countertop factory one day and just looked in their dumpster just to see, and it was full. So they throw away more than any one person could ever pick up. It's all their cutoffs and scraps and whatever. They just throw it right in the dumpster. So I started collecting it from there, then just used the mortar mix, stick it down and grout, and that was it. And then the granite never fades. 100 years from now in the sun, it always keeps its color. And it comes from $1 million projects. Mountain, process, all the man hours into processing it, then the thousands you pay on just a granite countertop alone. So it's all like the scraps from $1,000 projects.
Very cool. So remnants from big projects. So now that COVID restrictions have been lifted, have you been participating in many art car functions?
A couple of them, yeah. We both did Houston in April, and then we had a small one here during the Flux Festival in March. And there was Chattanooga. Seattle had theirs again back this year, and Trinidad, Colorado is going to have theirs in September.
Only come out in April when it's cooler. I want to go to Houston because it's still cool. Everywhere else is just too hot.
And there might be one in Ohio.
September. Still hot.
Absolutely. So just a moment ago, you told me that you met through the art car community. Tell us about your art cars.
I'm on my third art car, which is the Art Gallery. And I had a smaller car, which sadly got hauled away last week.
Come out on the fifth one.
No, it was that little one, the Mitsubishi with the car on top. And we cut the car off top and made it into a lamp, an outdoor lamp.
Nice.
And then
Chickens don't like mold, you said?
yeah, we were going to make it I was going to make it a chicken coop, and then it was too moldy inside, so it needed to go. And Kelly, how many art cars do you have? Yeah.
One I'm only wealthy enough to afford one at a time.
But this is how many? This is like...
Fifth. About the fifth one.
So it's the fifth one you've created in your journey of creating art cars. How would you describe the particular one you're on right now?
Stained glass.
Wow.
And horses.
The exterior of the car has stained glass on it? Wow. What kind of car is it?
I have so much stuff on one car, and then I'll get about 90% started, and then strip almost everything off, and then just start all over. I just stripped it about 70% off, and then more glass, more restore treasures.
Evolving. But you can stop by and see 839 Oak Avenue and see we're usually there about 10 to 2.
That's amazing. And so with your art car, was it a similar venture? Like you found remnants of glass?
Oh, kind of like Harriet Blank. I had never seen an art car before, so I couldn't copy or mimic. Oh, look, I guess I'll do that. So I got bored. It was mostly boredom, so I just glue on the car. Most people play Atari on the car. About 90% of the people like it, about 5% of the people hate it, and about 5% of the people don't even acknowledge it. And I'll never understand what's happening with that other 5%. From New Orleans, either big or go home or kind of like that. So I just go over the top. And my car is registered in a non-inspection state, so I just push it to the limit. I'm surprised they even let me ride down the road in it. Horses, flamingos.
That sounds amazing.
Kind of like a float, but on wheels.
You're just a parade everywhere you go.
Party girl.
Cardi girl. I love it.
And these are both our daily drivers, so they're our only cars. We drive them around.
Did you do that? Although I have sold 3.
That's awesome. So, Paulette, how would you describe your current art car that you're driving every day?
Well, it's sort of morphs. It was supposed to be working women artists, and that's how it began, where I could take it around to schools and show them different. But now it's kind of morphed into my everything.
Personal.
Yeah.
And ties on there from your dad.
I had that big eyes lady, Margaret King.
Some things you can't put on a car. You have to watch. Everybody's going to be looking at it or taking pictures, and kids, so you have to sometimes watch what you put on too. Curmudgeon and stuff. Like, eat poop.
And I have to watch the mermaids because visiting schools, they're always making a... I love it when I look at little boys and say, well, you've got them too. And they don't like it.
My goodness, what a world we're living in. But yours is more of a van style now, right? Like a mini work truck sort of?
Yeah, it's turning out to be a work truck. At first, it was my travel when I was living my nomadic life. But now I've decided to settle a little bit and get the gallery back up and going. What did you think?
Definitely a work truck.
Yeah, it's been carrying a lot of granite these days.
So what do you both love about art car culture?
Meeting others, I guess. I guess the main thing is how they take care of you and however far you travel. They give you gas money and a place to stay and food.
And we all know each other about pretty much around the country. So it's like when you go places, you still have plenty of friends. And just making the art car is fun. It's real different. It's real freeing from having to paint pictures of boats.
You see yours or yours or whatever because you're there to see it. And it's the only one they've ever seen. It's like, you're the only one. You can't, there's thousands of them out there. And even though there's thousands of them out there, not one is created the same way. It might be like painted ocean or stuff glued onto a car or space or...
Which is sort of what I teach at the gallery is that everybody can do art and all materials are open. People ask, well, what kind of art do you do? And then they get mad when I say, I do anything I want.
You mean you're not a painter? Only artists are painters.
Yeah, no.
You don't have yourself in the gallery, you're not an artist. Artist.
So that's kind of what I think all art car artists do. They're just trying to kind of make a statement.
You heard of David Besta? He said, when you're gluing stuff on a car or decorating a car, it's more or less all the same. You can't put some things above others. Because, when you go to thrift stores and the big bags of junk jewelry, I found real diamond rings in there before, but they're so small that you can't do anything with it. So I glue those to the car. So diamonds or rubies, just as valuable as a plastic toy.
They ask us, where did we find all this stuff? And I go, it finds me. I know.
I remember you telling me that last time. So what do you do if you're driving down the road and something falls off?
Keep going. Sometimes you never know. There's one bumper sticker. All parts fall off. Okay, parts fall off.
And I like to say it gets picked off more than it falls off.
Have you ever had anything get picked off before?
Oh, lots of things get picked off.
I bet.
Some people ask, oh, does it stay on there? On the road, yes. Parking around people, not so much.
So do you use automotive glue when you're adhering the things to the cars?
Caulking silicone, 100%.
Wow.
Stuff that just went up to $12 a tube. It used to be $7, it jumped up to $12, just like that.
I think that's something that people aren't aware of is people think that art is this free thing that you can get into. In a lot of cases, to get into it, yes, but to sustain it, no.
Buying almost everything, putting on, oddly enough. Then when you start, so imagine a whole car, just a tube like this. So yeah, 30 tubes.
I bought myself a case for Christmas this year.
That was your Christmas present to yourself?
A case of silicone.
You need to go to the place where they make the silicone. Be nice to do a commercial.
So when we ask for donations on our car, that's what it's going for, is silicone. And sometimes I even have to purchase my little pony. Yeah.
I love that. So what is the greatest challenge that both of you face as artists, and how are you working to overcome that?
For me, it's making money. I don't know what it is for you.
And find a place to set up to make the money. I have from November until April, I do landscaping, cutting grass and this and that. But in the summer, it's just too hot. It's 100 plus out there. And also sometimes in New Orleans, I set up the car more or less like a prop and then just set up all my art next to the car. That helps. So I don't have to get in galleries or places with the art.
And for me, it's been more the internet than anything else.
I'm out of that world. Technology yet.
He's a lurker.
So tell us about your internet presence. What's going on with that, Paulette?
I try to post every day, try to post the name of the gallery. And that's what we were discussing this morning. There's a lot of people that don't necessarily like what I post, but I know there's a lot of them out there. And they pretty regularly, or I'll see them in the grocery store and they'll go, I love your... And yesterday I was at Lowe's and the lady says, aren't you Paulette Perlman? And I was like going, yeah.
What's the no?
What is the greatest takeaway that you have learned from being an artist?
Just be what you want to be. It doesn't hurt.
Also, the fun of doing the car is everybody gets to see it for free. It's not trapped in a gallery or museum.
I mean, it's nice when people wave and smile or they give you a thumbs up.
And put a smile on their face or a shocker. Reality breaker.
Absolutely. So what's something about the life of an artist the general public just might not understand?
That it's hard and we have bills to pay. We do this because we want to, but also for your entertainment. Believe me, it would be scary if I was your nurse. You wouldn't like that. But entertaining people is easy for me.
What do you love the most about it?
If I can't get a job anywhere, I guess I could just make something to sell on the street. If you're completely broke, you can just go stand on the corner and play guitar and you got to get money.
As long as you're in a place where busking is allowed.
What do you think?
About the hardest part about
Could be
well, it's not just the money.
It's kind of scary too, because you could be paying bills or rent or whatever, but you're buying more art supplies to make something that will hopefully sell maybe. If it don't, then it just sits around.
I've been cutting mine up recently.
What have you been cutting up?
My old artwork and making it into something new.
Oh, wow. So what have you been making out of your old artwork?
Mostly now greeting cards, but I can go into framed pictures and stuff. It's just bits and pieces.
Dresses, clothing, just starting to get into that.
Yeah, for Save the Closet.
You're making clothing?
I don't make the clothing. I just cut out the little appliques.
Oh, okay.
And they have somebody else that does the sewing. But I just like that you can be artistic with a lot of different things. And that's what I like teaching people, that it doesn't have to be about painting.
Everything is art.
Everything is art.
Oh, I pooped in my pants. You want to hang them on the wall? That's art, right?
It's very interesting. I like thinking outside the box.
What I like about you, Paulette, is I think you are a master repurposer. Like you just said, you take your old artwork and you turn it into new artwork. And like you were saying about finding all that granite and turning that into mosaics. So are you creating mosaics around Bay County? Is that something you are looking to do, is
Yes.
contract people so you can do more of that work?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, tell us about that. How can folks get in touch with you to do that?
I just get in contact with Paulette.
Yeah, the UnReal Artist Gallery, and you can leave a message at 850-215-0705, and we'll get back to you within the next day.
When you're online, but
The Facebook at Paulette Perlman, and the last name is spelled Perlman at Facebook.
Fantastic. Well, thank you both for being here today. Kelly, it's really nice to meet you, and welcome to Bay County. I appreciate y'all, and I look forward to seeing more of your mosaic work. The pictures I've seen, it looks great. Well, until next time, keep St. Andrews salty.
See you later, alligator.
One of the best things about St. Andrews is that you can see live music every day. That's right. There is live music being played somewhere in St. Andrews 7 nights a week. Fortunately, my friend Ken Schaefer creates and publishes a weekly schedule for St. Andrews as well as most of Bay County. Ken's spreadsheet schedule is updated often when there's any changes. Ken also shares individual music events and is walking the walk and talking the talk when it comes to supporting live music. Not only does Ken supply the music schedules, but he attends several music performances a week and takes fantastic photos of the musicians. As a working musician myself, I feel blessed to have Ken and his wife Donna as treasured members of our local musical family. Make sure you like and follow Ken's page, Salty Sounds in St. Andrews, and Oh Boy Music on Facebook, so that you'll always know where all the live music will happen. Thank you so much, Ken, for everything you do. Here's some community events for the week of August 11th through the 17th. Let's start out on Thursday. Have you ever been to the Copper Tap Grill? It was once a Tasty Freeze years ago, but it's been a restaurant for a few years, and they always feature a local art inside, and they have wonderful shrimp, fantastic signature cocktails. They have great wait staff. It's on the other end of Beck Avenue. Not very far from the church. I think you'll enjoy it. On Friday, Weston Hine, who is a great singer-songwriter, he's at Little Village from 6 to 9. So when you get off work, call up your friends, maybe take out your sweetheart, have you a couple of beers. I recommend the ceviche. Little Village has great ceviche, and who can forget the pie that is made by former employee Beth Davis. Moving on to Saturday, we got the market at St. Andrews, and that's every Saturday from 9 to 1 in the Oaks by the Bay Park, and that's located at 2715 West 10th Street. This is a great place for you to check out local vendors, support your local farmers, and I think they have food trucks there on occasion. And if you're feeling thirsty and you need some music, you can go across the street to the tap room and hear some music and have you a morning beer. Saturday night, if you like pizza, then probably the best pizza in all of St. Andrews is at the Slice House. And that is not very far from Sunjammers. It's just in back of Bergen Barrel, which is another great place you should check out if you like wine. But Slice House has wonderful homemade pizza. It's a little place, but it's worth it. If you're a night cat, then I suggest going to see some live music at the Salty Hobo Saturday night. On your Sunday fun day, why not go on a sail with Pathfinder Charters? Join them for an afternoon of maritime celebration, where they will be providing sailboat rides for donation on a first-come, first-served basis. The Pathfinder will dock where the Governor's Stone will eventually be docked once it's fully repaired. They will be stationed across the street on the patio of the Salty Hobo, and there will be live music, delicious beverages, and opportunities to win raffle prizes and buy official Governor Stone and Stoneloft Boat Shop merchandise. Who can forget Monday, Manic Monday? Thank goodness there's Monday Night Little Fest. I got to be part of that last week, and thank you so much, Eli Ingram, for having me. It was a wonderful night of singer-songwriters all sharing their original music, and I am so happy that he invited me to be part of that. This week, it's got a different host, and the theme is different. They start at 6 and they go till about 9. There's usually about 3, sometimes 4 musicians featured. And who can forget, they have wonderful beer and they have excellent bartenders. On Tuesday, if you're feeling fancy, why not try out dinner at the Shrimp Boat? Remember the Shrimp Boat being a much smaller restaurant as a child, but some years later, they built it into a monstrosity, and it is fantastic. They have great food, they have great waitstaff, and some of the best seafood you will ever eat. Highly recommend. On Wednesday, the comedy open mic with Janet Fortune has moved to the tap room, and that's from 8 to 10 p.m. Follow Panama City Comedy for all the details. And now I need to tell you about an international event that's coming up at the end of the month. Play Music on the Porch Day 2022 is from 3 to 6 p.m., and this is St. Andrew's 4th year participating in the event. So let's all go out and enjoy seeing the porches of our gorgeous Salty community come alive with music. Play Music on the Porch Day is organized by Floriopolis Volunteers for the Love of Music. We'll see you in St. Andrews Saturday, August 27th, 2022 from 3 to 6 p.m. That's all the community events I've got for this week. Tune in next week for more. Thank y'all so much for listening. It really means so much. All the feedback I'm getting, all the reviews, I really appreciate it. Next week, we've got a guest host, and she's been on the show before as a guest, but this time the tables are turned, and that's Sandy Marlisa, and I'm the guest. I have to admit, I was a little reluctant to be the guest because one thing I've learned in podcasting is that it's not about you, but it is about you. So you want to keep that balance. And I have to admit, I felt a little modest to be on my own show in this capacity. But after several folks asked to learn more about my story, and Sandy wanted to host the show, I agreed to let Sandy take on that role for an episode. I also did this as a way to encourage Sandy to have the experience of hosting a podcast because I hope she either hosts a podcast someday or she makes an audiobook, or both. Both would be great. Sandy's awesome. Don't forget to follow us wherever you get your podcasts and share with all your salty friends or folks who might be visiting the area soon. If you're interested in sponsoring an episode or two, send me a message and I'll send you the information. Also, as soon as I can get the funding, we're going to have some great merch coming out. Think shot glasses, beer koozies, stickers, things like that. If you liked our theme song, it was written by me and recorded by Dave Schwartz on the campus of Gulf Coast State. The interviews are recorded at the Bay County Public Library Digital Media Collab. Thank y'all so much for being there. And the rest of the episodes are recorded at my home in my music room. Well, y'all, I'm a little nervous about next week because I'm the guest, but I hope you'll tune in. I've got stories to share, and Sandy did a wonderful job as the host. Until next time, keep St. Andrews salty.